Welcome to Your Vote Counts, candidate interviews sponsored by Capital Community TV and the League of Women Voters of Marion and Polk Counties. My name is Bernadine Anderson, and I am a member of the League of Women Voters, a nonpartisan political organization that works to educate ourselves and the public about government issues and civic responsibilities. In this program, we will present one of the candidates for the Legislative House, District 22, Ms. Teresa Alonso Leon. All candidates for the selected races were invited and were offered alternative dates. Since it's important for the public to be able to see and hear the candidates and their positions, we strive to present as many candidates as is possible. League of Women Voters neither supports nor opposes candidates. Our format for these programs is as follows. Ms. Teresa Alonso Leon will have 3 minutes to give an opening statement outlining her background, her qualifications, and top priorities if she's elected. Following that, she will have 1.5 minutes to answer questions that have been prepared by the League members on current issues. She was not given the questions ahead of time. At the end, she will have 2 minutes to make a closing statement in which to state the legacy she would like to leave if elected to this office. We'll begin with your opening statement.
Thank you so much for the invitation. It's an honor to be here today. Before becoming a legislator, I earned my master's in public administration from PSU, and I was a member of the Woodburn City Council, and was very proud to work for the state as the high school equivalency and GED administrator. And I'm very proud to be the first Latina immigrant and Indigenous woman to be elected to the House of Representatives. I'm very proud of all the accomplishments I've been able to complete in this first term in office. And I'm very proud of the 3 committees that I was appointed to. I sit on the Health Care Committee, and I am a vice chair of the Higher Ed Committee, and I sit on the Ways and Means Human Services Subcommittee. And some of the things, some of the priorities that I am looking forward to working on, people know that I'm very passionate about education, so I will continue to make sure that we invest in our public schools and create solutions to really help our students be successful in Oregon. I believe in supporting what I call global education, which means helping our students understand all their possibilities and really valuing equally students who go into apprenticeship and career technical education as well as 4-year programs. I think it's important that we see and value their career fields and interests. I also believe in making sure we have a fair economy and that and we support our small businesses because I think that they're the backbone to our community. It is also important to create a fair economy for our working families because we need to help them get ahead and not just get by. And it's important for our district to have a legislator who continues to champion our small businesses and stand up for fair wages and a safe workplace. And lastly, our elders is really important to me. It's really important for me that we continue to support services that support our elders. Many of them are struggling and are on fixed incomes, and I just want to make sure that we are working on these issues because that'll help the long-term care that a lot of our elders need. Thank you.
Thank you. We'll go ahead and begin with the questions. The first question, what do you recommend to make Oregon's infrastructure and population more resilient to seismic, flood, and wildfire disasters?
Yeah, that's an excellent question. So I think that, first of all, it's important that that we make key investments into any type of seismic upgrades for our roads, our bridges, our schools. It's just really important that we take time to look at how old are our buildings and what is it that we need to do to make sure that they are safe in case anything did happen. It's just so important that we really work on that, and that we also think about what can we do better to prevent forest fires. Our climate is being impacted right now, and we've seen more forest fires, I think, in a long time. And I was told that there's a thing called light touch, which means the people can manage the way our forests are being worked at so that we don't have as many fires, but that we can control them and manage them and be able to prevent some of those fires, and obviously making sure people are educated on what to do in case there are forest fires. I think lastly, the thing that's important is that when we do communicate, is that we have to make sure that we communicate in multiple languages.
Thank you. Our second question. After several years with the coordinated care model for the Oregon Health Plan, what's your opinion of its implementation, and would you propose any changes statewide?
So I sit on the healthcare committee, and so the coordinated care model is really important. The idea is that we create multiple resources for a patient, and that everybody's working to really help that patient get better in whatever ailment they have, and that there's resources, and that everybody's working together to really help the patient understand what is available to them as far as resources, but also what else can people do to help them, and if it means because we're all connected, right? So sometimes an ailment can be helped by getting dental care or by getting mental health support. So I think that concept is in theory really amazing, and there's definitely so much more we can do to improve it, and I'm looking forward to the CCO 2.0, because that's what we're working on right now, and making sure that we continue to improve that model.
Thank you. Our third question today. Do you think the balance between individual and corporate taxes is appropriate? And would you relate this to what your ideal view of an Oregon tax structure might be?
Yeah. I think that it's really important. As I've been knocking on doors, people have shared with me, Representative, please make sure we don't continue to pay more in taxes. People are really concerned about that. I particularly hear it from our elders and people who are on fixed incomes or our low-income communities. And so we have to be very mindful of that and making sure that as we're making decisions around where we need to improve in respect to taxes or removing taxes, we just have to be mindful of all the communities that we'll be impacting. So that's really important to me as we move forward.
Right, thank you. What steps would you take to ensure that there's more Oregonians qualified and hired for Oregon jobs?
Oh, that's an excellent question. I sit on the higher ed committee, and so to me, it's really important that we let people know of all the training opportunities that we have for not just our young people, but for adults as well. I used to work for the HEC as the high school equivalency and GED administrator, and so letting people know that, hey, if you didn't earn your high school diploma, there's still an opportunity for you to get earn your GED. And then there's career technical programs available out there for you to work in. There's apprenticeship program opportunities, and then there's college opportunities. But also understanding that our community colleges have a lot of trainings that people can go to get trained up and be eligible for a lot of amazing job opportunities out there. And I think it's just important that we continue to communicate what is available to people so that they can take advantage of it and start earning family wage, jobs, and so they can take care of their families.
Thank you. In your view, what is the legislature's role in combating climate change? And how high is that on your personal priority list?
Yeah. I mentioned earlier with the forest fires, and we know that there's a correlation with climate change. We need to, that just the environment in general is really important, that we continue to take care of Oregon. I really believe that we need to do more to save our environment, take care of our environment, because I want our future kids to be able to benefit from what we have. But there's a lot of work that we need to do in respect to climate change, and I think that the legislators have a responsibility to making sure that we work on issues that are about protecting our environment, and making sure that we continue to work for issues that are going to protect us in the future. So it's really about what can we do now in respect to climate change and the environment for future generations.
Hey, thank you. We're going to take one more question.
Okay.
Do you think changes need to be made in Oregon campaign finance laws?
I would like to say that I would much rather be out knocking on doors and talking to my constituents than fundraising. It's part of the job that I have to do in campaigning, but I wish that we didn't have to raise so much money to run a campaign. In our district, we're a swing district, District 22, and so that means that a lot of my work is getting out my message, and if it's via myself knocking on doors, or if it's putting ads in the newspaper, or ads online, or on TV, that costs money. And if we could make some changes around that, and we could all run and not have to spend so much money, I would like that. And perhaps we can someday be able to accomplish that.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Thank you. At this time, we'd like for you to go ahead with your 2-minute closing and share those words with us.
Thank you. To the constituents of my community, I love serving our community. I love the fact that I have the opportunity to work on issues that impact our entire district. There are a few things I would like to say that I accomplished during my time as your legislator. Among them is knowing that I made an impact on education. I've been touring different districts with Student Success Work Group to see what works and what doesn't work in our districts, so that we can think about how to better support our systems, which means supporting our students and our educators. We want them to all be successful. I want people to say that I am working really hard on streamlining credit transfer from community college to university, because we want all of our students who are ready to transfer to university to be able to transfer with the credits that they're bringing in that go towards their career. And for me, taking care of our elders is ultimately super important. Too many of our elders live in silence and struggle in silence, and I want them to know that it's important for me that I know that I hear their voices, and I want to bring those voices to the Capitol, and I have done that in the past and will continue to do that. It's our moral responsibility to take care of them. And I want them to have a great quality of life. I think that our elders deserve to age in dignity and receive the services that they need. And lastly, I want to be known as a legislator that brought communities together, and believe that no matter what language you speak or what immigration status you have, your voices all are truly valued and respected, and that I will take all of our voices to the Capitol. Thank you.
Thank you. This is all the time we have. You've been watching Your Vote Counts, a candidate interviews for Legislative House District 22 with candidate Teresa Alonzo Leon. We hope you will watch our other candidate programs and urge you to see the CCTV website for time and dates. These programs are a public service to voters to become more acquainted with candidates who hope to lead our city, county, and state government in the coming years. The last day for you to register to vote or to make changes to your registration is October 16th. Ballots will be mailed October 17th and should be returned by November 6th at 8 p.m. Please remember, postmarks don't count. We urge you to make democracy work and be a voter. This is Bernadine Anderson for the League of Women Voters and Capital Community TV, thanking you for watching. Your vote counts.